Hey, what's up? I had a request from a subscriber if I would do a lesson on bends, like whole step bends, and I'll take it and we'll do some whole step and half step, but some tricks to send your way. You know, let's break the mold a little bit. I know there's tons of song lessons here, but I'd like to meet as many needs and requests as I possibly can. I'm in standard tuning, and for example, sometimes we end up using a different finger for the bend. It kind of depends what the riff is, what's coming up after it, what we're saying after it, or what's before it at some points. So we're gonna take, let's do this. We're gonna take the 7th fret off the G string. String number 3, it's a D note, all right? If we're bending a note, we're taking the pitch and we're making it go higher or sharp. So to achieve a whole step, you don't want to be guessing it. If your ear's dialed in pretty good and you can get it by ear, cool, but not everybody can. You do it enough times, you can actually train your ear and it will get better. So I want to give you some pointers for that right now. So, assuming we're going to use our 3rd finger for this, we're going to go to 7th fret G, and I'm going to have you back that with a couple fingers. We're going to stick the middle finger on fret 6, first finger on fret 5. Does it matter if they cram in the same fret? No, they don't. It's just comfortably, they naturally land there. The reason we're going to do that is to support the bend and give you control. You know, also when you start incorporating vibratos, which is this, it's nice to have that support from the other fingers. But step number 1, we got to make sure you can achieve the bend. So what we're going to do is we're going to go 2 frets past the 7th fret. That's a D, like I said. There's a half step, there's our whole step. That's the note, the E, that we want to bend the D note to. Now, hopefully you don't say easier said than done, Mike, but I want you to keep that pitch kind of in your ear. We're going to bend this note. We're going to slur it up until we reach that. What I do in this example is I'll take my thumb right where it curves and it goes over the top of the neck, and I'll use pressure from right in here, my wrist, kind of like squeezing the neck together. Now people use different types of techniques when they bend. That's typically how I do it. There's different ways I do it too, but that's our note. Another question I get asked is, do I bend up or down? It kind of matters which strings you're on and how far you're bending. If you're on the D and G, it's kind of the safe zone to go a whole step either way by going down or up. In that case, my thumb's still working as like an anchor bracket, and it supports and it allows control too. So you can go either way. It seems like more often than not the notes, not more often than not, but often, are coming underneath of it, so I'll bend away from them if I'm going. So I'll try to bend away from where my next notes are. Another thing, you know, working on a half step bend would just be half that distance. After a while you can kind of look too and see where, if your finger starts touching, say, the A string, those are little clues, but you want to be using your ear all the whole while. So half step from a D to a D sharp. There's our D sharp. Let's bend to it. You can test yourself. You can just go to the bend and then see if you got it. Same with the whole. And then obviously run through the gamut, you know. You can use different fingers when you bend. Like I said, it depends what's coming up. First finger, you can do the same thing. I still use my thumb as an anchor. Dig into the neck as you're pulling down. Or if you're pushing up on your bend, just keep digging into the neck as you're climbing. But it's nice to have the support of the other fingers behind it, but it's still good to work on all that stuff. So you can move that around. That's half step and whole step bends. My battery's about to die in this thing, but you can move them around. If you want to take a G to an A, you know, or a G to a G sharp. time on all the strings. If you're on the low E and you're bending, you have one choice. You have to bend down or you'll take it off the string, right? Bend a G to an A. I'll use my middle, back it with my index. There's my A. G to G sharp. If you vibrato, a lot of times people, if you're struggling with vibrato, it can be tricky. Because if you go to vibrato, sometimes it'll drop your pitch. When you're vibratoing around off of a bend, you got to keep it on your target note, vibrato around it, slightly below it, slightly above it, or both. So let's bend a B to a C. That'd be, try it with all fingers. If you're on the high E, obviously you have one way to go, up. So, if at all possible, back the bend with some support fingers is what I'm getting at. This thing, I'm surprised it's still running. I mean, the battery's not even showing anything. So anyways, there you go, Sam. Take your time, man. This stuff will come together. You'll see. Move it around different spots, different strings, up and down the neck, and be patient with it, man. Make sure you're listening as you're doing it. My email, rockinguitarlessons@hotmail.com. If you're interested in some private guitar, bass, or vocal lessons, my wife does the vocal lessons. I teach on Skype, so does she, around the world. 30 and 60-minute lessons, same day, same time each week, or bi-weekly. I also offer another paid service called CVT and CT lessons. It's basically handwritten tabs for the CT lesson. Timestamp, subgroup, handwritten, very thorough. Scan, sent to your email. CVT is the same thing, but it has a video. As a matter of fact, Sam, you had one done by me. Had a bunch of different 80s and 90s riffs in it. Add me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and Pinterest, and be sure to subscribe to the channel. Share the stuff, share the heck out of it. I'm Mike Gross. Thanks for tuning in on this lesson, and practice, man. Your bends will come together. See ya.